Hi everyone, welcome back today. We're doing June favorites today. I'm doing this a little bit late, but sirens. Better late than never. It certainly feels like June here in London. I forgot what city I was in again. I'm literally dripping with sweat right now, like boob sweat's happening. Elbow crease sweat is happening. It is so hot here. This heat wave is out of control. It's like 28, 29 today, and I've just closed all our windows, turned my fan off. I'm like, really burning up here. Anyways, June favorites, and at the end I'm gonna tag on a little extra video that I actually filmed last week, I believe. I filmed it for IGTV, so it's filmed vertical style from my phone. But it was a question and answers video. I asked for questions on Instagram, and I got a few good ones that I get quite frequently through like DMs and stuff. So I'm gonna add that in at the end here, just in case you don't follow me on Instagram. I know a lot of you guys don't follow here that do on Instagram and vice versa. So if you didn't see it over there, I'm gonna tag it to the end of this video. If you already saw it, I'm sorry. Just click out after I've shown you my favorites for the month, and yeah, let's get into it. So the first thing is a fashion item, and it's actually my DW watch, Daniel Wellington watch. They very kindly sent this to me a few months back, and I have pretty much not taken it off since then. I've never really been a watch person, and to be honest, I don't really actually use it to read the time a lot. I always just, by habit, I always look at my phone. But I have not taken this thing off. I love the way it looks. They make this in a 28mm and a 32mm, I believe. I ordered the 28 thinking it was the one I was seeing in all the photos. And when I got it, it actually looked quite small. So I think I meant to order the 32, but I got the 28. I was a little disappointed at first because I kind of like that larger look. But now that I've been wearing the 28 and I have such tiny wrists, I think I really prefer this one, the smaller, more petite version of it. It's just very dainty, very elegant, ladylike. It's in a rose gold color, so it's really soft, nice, pretty color. If they made it in a gold, I would probably buy it in a gold as well, because I really love gold accessories, obviously. But it just goes with absolutely everything. I dress it up, dress it down. I wear it pretty much every day. It sits on my dressing table there. I pop my earrings, my necklace, and my watch on every morning. It is a little bit of an investment. I think they're $100 and something, but certainly well worth it. They're really well made, very, very nice. My hair is actually wet under here. I'm sweating so much. Second thing I've been loving this month is another fashion item, and it is a little blouse from Zara that I got a few weeks ago when we first landed here in London. Nice button-up, plain Jane as you can get button-up shirt. The thing I love about this one is the fabric. It's just a really nice swishy kind of fabric. I will admit that it creased like crazy when it came out of the wash, but I gave it an iron. It was really easy to iron, and it's come back to life again, no problem. I love the way this, oh my god, that feels good. I love the size of the stripe and the tone of the blue. It's kind of like a mid-tone blue, almost like a distressed looking blue rather than like a really bright blue. I'm a sucker for stripes in the summer. I just love the way it looks, just tucked into like a simple denim skirt. And that's how I wore it on my Instagram a couple weeks ago, just with my tried and true ASOS denim skirt tucked in. I love it. I think it was $29.99 from Zara. Pounds, that is, so not sure how much it is on the American site, but love that thing. The next thing is actually these little flowers here. They are fake. These are the best fake flowers I've ordered ever. As I mentioned, I think it was in my last vlog, or maybe in the Instagram question and answer video, I mentioned that this place was a little dingy when we first got here. The decor isn't, you know, stellar, but you know, it'll do. I actually really love this apartment, but it was just feeling a little bit drab and a little bit plain. So I wanted to add flowers to it, add some color, a little bit of pink, without having to buy tons of fresh flowers for all different spots in the house every week. So I got these guys, and you never really know what you're gonna get when you buy fake flowers on Amazon, because I find the pictures always look totally different. You gotta see them in person, right? So I ordered two batches of these guys and was pleasantly surprised. I absolutely love them. They're beautiful. I think for the price that I paid for them, they are well worth it. I did get 2 batches, as I said, so it makes it a little more full, a little nicer looking, a little more rich. Even Ken loves them. He came home and he was like, oh wow, the place looks so much nicer with a bit of flower in here. But I love the color, that they're like that really soft blush color. They're almost verging on the side of peach. I would prefer they were a little more on the pink side, but for something that I wanted to get really quick, inexpensive, they're gonna last us the whole time we're here. They're perfect. So if you're looking for a good faux flower for your home, these are good ones. So the fourth thing is actually a beauty regimen, or lack thereof, I guess I should say. It's actually the way I've been doing my makeup lately. I put up an Instagram post last week actually showing how I do my makeup a lot these days. If we're not doing like a date night, I tend to do my makeup like this most of the time now. And I've been actually really loving it. Ken has been loving it, which is always nice, but it's basically removing most of the steps in my makeup process. I call it my naked face. So all I've been doing to get that look is just a tiny bit of concealer. Less is more. It took me into my 30s to figure that out, but less is more. Tiny bit of concealer under my eyes and a little redness under my nose, sometimes on my chin, and I get red right here on my forehead and in between my eyebrows. Like literally the tiniest little bit. If you add too much, then you look over concealed and like you forgot to do half your makeup. You just want to remove a little bit of that like the unevenness, just a tiny little bit. Even if a little bit's still showing through, it makes it look a little bit just much more natural and pretty. And then I fill in my brows because my eyebrows, they basically have no pigment to them. They're like see-through. So are my eyelashes. So I tint and dye my eyebrows, but even with the dye on my eyebrows, I still have to fill them in a little bit, and then a tiny bit of bronzer to give my face a little bit of color, and that's all I do. I'll wear like chapstick maybe, but that's it. And I kind of almost prefer it some days. Like today I did a full face for the first time in about 3 days, and when I look in the, maybe it's the heat, it's causing me to melt a little bit more, but I look at my face really close in a mirror and I'm like, I feel like it ages me a lot more. But I seem to just prefer, and Ken prefers, the natural face look. So especially if you're in a hot city like I am here in London right now, I would highly encourage you trying the lighter makeup for the summer. It certainly looks a lot better, and I feel like I look a little bit younger too, which is always good. Okay, the fifth thing is actually a snack. So I mentioned a while ago that I was trying to clean up my diet a little bit, and I have been doing that, mostly chicken, veg, protein, veg, all that kind of stuff, and limited, if any, alcohol during the week, trying to keep it to the weekends only. But one of the snacks I've been reaching for, I like to pick, and like, especially if I'm watching like Bachelorette or something like that in the evening, I like to have something to pick at. My favorite snack I've been reaching for is frozen grapes. So all I do is buy a regular box of grapes from the grocery store, rinse them off, pluck them off the vine, put them into a big bowl or a big Ziploc bag, stick them in the freezer for a good few hours, overnight if you can, and then I get myself a pretty little bowl and grab a handful of those, put them in a bowl, sit down on the couch and watch my show, and it just keeps me nice and cool. They're really sweet, so it's kind of like having candy, but the best part is that they're cold. And this time of year when you're just dripping sweat all day long, it's like the best snack ever. It's super satisfying. I love it. I'm buying bags of grapes like every day right now. But the trick is to only grab a handful at a time, put them in your bowl, go sit down, enjoy those ones, and then go back and get some more. Don't put a bunch into your bowl because, especially in this heat, I'm finding they're going mushy and melty within like 2 minutes. So I don't really like them like that. I like them to be really firm and really frozen like an ice cube. Yeah, that is it for the June favorites. I'm really melting at this point. I don't know if you can tell. It's actually wet under there. So I got to turn this fan back on and open up the windows again. I hope you enjoyed that. Make sure you follow along on Instagram. It's just at ANDREACLARE, as I always say, with the first A has 2 A's in it. So I'm just gonna add on that little Q&A that I did last week on Instagram. I answer a few different things like whether we want to settle down. I talk about nursing and food and travel. So if you want to hear me chat about those kinds of things, then stick around, and if not, I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, here we go. Let's see if I can make this thing actually work. Not totally confident in my abilities to work this IGTV thing, but we're gonna try. So I asked on Instagram yesterday for some questions, a quick Q&A to start off my IGTV channel thing, whatever this, I'm not even really sure what it is, but I know it's all one take, so that makes me a little nervous. I can't edit out all my slurs and the stupid things that I say. I'm sure there'll be something at some point here. So I got quite a few questions. I think I've got 5 or 6 here. So I've got them all written down. I've consulted Ken on a few of them, so I'll just get started, I guess. So the first one is our London move temporary? And yes, it is very temporary. It's basically just for the summer. Unfortunately, we love being here. I wish it was longer, really, but we are going to be moving again soon. Pretty soon. Which is crazy because we just landed here, but at least we have a good summer in London. The second question was best advice for first-time travelers. This is the one I consulted Ken on because he answers these questions better than I do usually. So he said, 1, have data if you can, and no Google Maps, because that will save you so much time if you're able to use that, especially with public transport in like London and Paris. So helpful. You can whiz around the city in no time flat if you've got data. And the second one he said is when things go wrong, because they will go wrong, just take a deep breath and try to really appreciate where you are. I need to do this more often, because when we have a plan, often we don't have a plan, but when we have a plan and it doesn't go right, I'm like, oh my God, what are we going to do? I'm freaking out. Then if I just stop and I think, okay, so we're lost. We're lost in this beautiful city. Oh well, let's just go wander around. Just enjoy it. Don't worry about messing up all your plans and everything. And 3, talk to locals. We have found so many cool places, spots, gardens, restaurants, tiny little eateries and stuff just by asking people. Like when we're at dinner, we'll ask, where would you eat dinner, or where would you have lunch today, that kind of thing. And that's often how we end up where we are. So I don't know how many questions that is. Another one was, where do you see yourself in 2 to 3 years? Do you think you'll still be traveling or settled? And definitely settled. I am definitely a homebody. I can't wait to like own a house and have animals and buy a car and just decorate a house that is mine. As much as all this travel, it's all fun to be doing this, but it was always meant to be a 1-year thing while Ken's at school. See, it probably would have edited that out. While Ken's at INSEAD, we're doing all this hopping around. It's kind of 1 year of crazy travel, and then hopefully we will have a home city. Don't know where yet. We'll have a house and all those like regular people in their 30s that are married life things. And Ken wants that too. As much as he loves all this bebopping around too, he's very doesn't like to stay in one place for too long. After doing this hop, he's now like, okay, yeah, I can see we definitely need to settle down at some point. Another question was sacrifices that you had to make to be here. Other than taking a big hit to our bank account, money? No, I'm kidding. We made sure we were plenty safe for doing this for a whole year. But a big one is definitely family. We're far away from all of our family. All our family lives in Canada, basically, most of them. And all of our immediate family live in the same town back home in Vancouver. So we definitely miss all our family. We don't see them very often. I haven't even seen my sister since Christmas, which is crazy. And the other one is my job. I had to sacrifice my job. I still hold my position there, but I'm a little behind now. But, it's all worth it. That ties in. Why did you decide to become a nurse? What was nursing school like, and will you go back? Why did I decide to become a nurse? I initially decided I would become a nurse because my grandma was a nurse. So I always just grew up thinking, well, I'm going to be a nurse too. And there was a small point in high school where I thought maybe that's not going to be for me. That seemed like a really tough job. But that lasted literally like a couple months, and I was right back to it's going to be nursing. So as soon as I got out of high school, I did everything I needed to get signed up for nursing, and it was always never really a thought. It was just always nursing. I never thought about anything else really. Yeah, what was nursing school like? It was tough, but looking back now, I think the OR program that I did is I did a 1-year operating room program after I did a few years working to work in the operating room that I do now. And that was certainly a lot tougher than my Bachelor in Science for nursing. Yeah, I almost didn't survive that. That program nearly killed me. But I'm so glad I did it, because working in the operating room, that's definitely my calling. There was a point in my nursing career when I was working on the wards where I thought, I don't think this is for me. This is just, I don't know. I'll dive into that at another point, but I did think maybe I'd go back to school and do something else, but then I found the OR and I love it. It's the best job ever. I've definitely found my little place in nursing. And will I go back? I will, hopefully. It's not so easy if we end up living in a place like London, but if we ended up in the States somewhere for Ken's job, then I can easily rewrite some of my some exams that I would need, and then I would be able to register for jobs and all that. So it depends on where we end up. But hopefully, yes, I definitely, like, my ideal world, we would end up in Vancouver and I could go right back into the job I was doing because I loved it that much. I certainly miss it. But I don't know if that will happen. We'll see. And favorite foods while traveling. This is the last one. I would have, oh, there's another one. I just had frozen grapes too, so my lips are a little frozen. That doesn't help. Favorite foods. I would definitely say it's true what they say about French cheese. It's amazing. It's totally different than what we get back home. And for some reason I'm lactose sensitive, but none of the cheeses have bothered me at all. I could just eat them for days and days. And the bread also is totally different than the bread you get back home. But the other thing, top of my list, my all-time favorite food is true Italian pasta. I could eat pasta in Italy, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then in between there too. I could eat it all day long. And when we're in Italy, I usually have it for lunch and dinner. Yeah, not good, but it's just, it's nothing like anything you can get anywhere else. It's not. It's, you know, I can't even speak about it. I'm thinking about it and I'm like salivating. Okay, that's all I've got for today. I hope that was interesting. I'm keeping it short and sweet here. I'm going to go over to the grocery store and get some ingredients for some blueberry muffins. We have an oven finally again, so I'm going to make use of it. Yeah, and get out and enjoy the sun. It's a beautiful day here in London. So I will see you later. I hope this makes it onto IGTV. I'm wearing little nipple covers today and they are actually sliding off. Josie Grossy over here. I'm just dripping from everything.